Today on Judge Porter.
It shows here that you're suing for $500,000.
I was in the Mango Park Quickie Mart, ready to buy a lottery ticket.
She's a liar. I'm assuming she's a little cuckoo.
All rise. The court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Porter will preside.
Hello, everyone. Please be seated. Thank you very much. Case number 3864, Nancy Smith versus Vivian Gilmore. Ladies, if you can come to the podium, please. Ms. Smith, good morning.
Morning.
It shows here that you're suing for $500,000.
That's right.
Oh wow, this is going to be a good one. What's going on with this?
Well, I mean, I should be entitled to $1 million, but I am suing for $500,000 because I'm going to be the bigger person here. I was in the Mango Park Quickie Mart, ready to buy a lottery ticket. I was on the phone with my sister, talking about what numbers to play. I use her kids' birthdays as the numbers that I'm going to play for a lottery ticket. And this woman was in line behind me. And just as I was about to get to the counter, I turned for a second. This woman cut in front of me, and she played the numbers that she heard on our phone call. I had my sister on speaker.
Ma'am.
And she won the grand prize that should have been mine.
Hold on. Let me see if I got this right. Let me see if I'm understanding why I'm here. Or why you guys are here. So you're suing her because she played your lotto numbers.
That's right.
Hold that thought. Ma'am, what's going on here?
She's a liar. I'm assuming she's a little cuckoo. But first off, from what I recall, I was in line. She was in front of me. She stepped out of line, out of the store, outside of the Quickie Mart, and took a phone call.
I never left the Quickie Mart. I didn't step out of line.
Okay,
yes, she
ladies, just address me, not each other. Thank you. Continue.
She went outside of the Quickie Mart and took some phone call. I heard nothing of the phone call. I stepped up. I'm not saving her spot in line. And in fact, the numbers I chose was a quick pick. I didn't even have pre-selected numbers. It was a quick pick ticket.
Okay. Did you win?
Yes, I was on the news.
Okay.
And that's when it was broadcasted that I was the winner. And then a lot of the loony bins started coming out of the woodworks claiming that it's their money. And she has been the one that has been constantly stalking me about this situation.
Okay. Since it's a state lotto, I feel comfortable asking this question. How much did you win?
$1 million, but after taxes, it was only about $600K.
Right. Well, no, I just want to get the initial. So you won $1 million in the lottery, correct?
Correct.
And you feel that you're entitled to half of that because the numbers you oh boy. Let me ask you this question. When you were talking to your sister, did you have your phone on speaker?
I sure did.
And what were you guys discussing? Do you remember?
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about the numbers I was gonna play. I couldn't remember exactly all the dates of her kids' birthdays, so I was checking.
Your Honor,
those.
she was
Ma'am,
outside the store.
Ma'am.
She.
Please, you had your chance. Please. I'm sorry. Continue, ma'am.
I was making sure that I had those dates correct, so I could play the numbers that I know are my lucky numbers.
Okay.
And, you know, I was talking about, like, these are the numbers I always play.
57 is your lucky number. 57 is your lucky.
Ms. Gilmore, you got one more time to interrupt this courtroom.
I'm sorry.
Okay, Ms. Smith, I'm a little confused, but why do you think that she owes you money?
Well, you know, the coincidence is a little too much for me.
Okay,
You know-
I'm gonna play devil's advocate, and let's say that I'm assuming you had this conversation on speaker, correct?
I sure did.
Okay, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, and let's say that you did have this conversation and that you, what is it, like 6 numbers or something like
Uh-huh.
that? And you quoted all 6 numbers and she overheard the conversation and she said, you know what, those numbers sound good. I'm gonna put those numbers in, and she wins. Why do you feel that you are entitled to the numbers that she played? That's where my confusion is.
Well, you know, it'd be one thing if it was just about the numbers, but it is the fact that, you know, in a moment of turning away just before I was about to reach the counter and buy my ticket from the cashier, this woman cut in line, you know, in a matter of seconds and played
I did
those
not
numbers
cut
with
in
the
line.
cashier.
She left. I'm not saving a spot.
Ms. Gilmore, do you speak English?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you need a remedial course on understanding English? Have I told you to put a lid on that type of behavior in this courtroom?
Zip. Throw it away.
Because there is a place that we have in here with little bars, and you could sit there and work on your English listening skills. Am I making myself clear, Ms. Gilmore? That's what I thought. Ms. Smith, here's what I don't understand. By your own admission, you did step out of line.
I did not step out of line. I turned for just a second because my sister was starting to tell me something about her husband, and I lost focus for a moment. And this woman
Okay,
stepped
if you
right
lost
in front of me.
focus, is it possible that you lost focus as to where you were standing?
I don't believe so, sir.
Well, the problem is I have somebody here who says that you did step out of line.
I realize, but I think we can tell what kind of person this
And
is.
this is what I don't what type of person is this?
Well, she's somebody
Do
who
you know her?
interrupts. Well, I have had some interaction with her on InstaFace, and that's about all I need to know. And you see how she acts
Okay,
in
I'm
this
sorry.
courtroom.
Were you following each other on social media before?
No, but I saw her on Channel 8 News when they announced that she had won the $1 million grand prize, and they said her name, and I found her on social media because it was a little too coincidental for me that the woman standing behind me who cut in line in front of me had won this prize.
Have
so I
you
reached out to
interacted with her via InstaFace because you
I
said
have.
something about the type of person she is?
I have, and I sent her a very polite, direct message.
And I've ignored them all. I didn't say anything, Your Honor. She sent me several messages, and I've ignored them all. The lady is lunatic. She's a loony bin.
I was
She sent you messages on InstaFace.
Correct.
Multiple.
Multiple.
Well, she ignored the first several, and then eventually she replied, and she told me to take a hike and was very rude in her response to me.
Clearly, she didn't take that
all right,
hike.
all right. Again, I'm gonna play devil's advocate and say that it's absolutely true what you're saying, that all the numbers that she played, she won. Here's what I don't understand. I don't play the lottery system, so maybe I don't understand all the rules. After she left, you had a chance to be in front of the counter. Why didn't you play the same numbers?
Well, you know, I told him my numbers, and he put them in as far as I know. I mean, there's no
Okay,
telling
did you get the ticket?
I did. I don't have it any longer, but
No,
I
but
believe-
when you got your ticket, did you Miss Gilmore, you are trying my patience today.
You see how rude she is.
She is very rude. Would you like me to find you $1 million so you can learn how to?
You got it, Your Honor.
That's what I thought. So, Ms. Smith, when you received your ticket with the copy of the numbers, did you verify that the numbers that you and your sister discussed were the same numbers that were on the, I guess it's like a receipt?
Right. You know, I didn't. I just took the cashier at his word that he had played my numbers.
Okay, and well, how do you know that okay, I understand that they put the numbers out on television or they print them out on the lottery social media page.
Right.
But how, if you didn't check the numbers, did you even remember the numbers when you left the establishment?
I mean, I don't keep numbers in my head so well, so I assume.
So how do you know that the
he had
numbers
played-
that she played were the numbers that you discussed?
Well, Because I could tell by the way she was listening into our conversation that she was zeroing in on my numbers.
Word of thought, if you don't want people to hear your conversation, don't put it on speaker.
You know, I usually go on the goodness of humanity and didn't figure that anybody
No,
would be taking
no,
my
if you
numbers.
don't want people in your conversation, do not put it on speaker. Because if I heard correctly, you said that you and your sister later discussed something about her husband. Now you're discussing marital problems. You know.
Well, I didn't expect that.
You don't have those conversations on speaker. Plus, and this is just my personal opinion, I think it's kind of rude to have a conversation on speaker because I don't want to hear what you have to say when it's on speaker. It's sort of like the people who watch television or listen to music on their phones and they don't have earplugs, so now I have to listen to it too. That's just being rude and inconsiderate. Don't do stuff like that.
I understand,
Unfortunately,
but I have a little trouble hearing when I held it up to my ears, so I was
I
listening
understand
to
where
it
you're
on
coming from,
speakerphone.
but ma'am, I don't see anything to lean this court to say that the numbers were stolen, and even if they were, she still has a right to those numbers, just like anybody else.
Your Honor, I don't know what story she's concocted, where she got that from. She's been a stalker for the longest. All I know is I was in line. She stepped out of line. I didn't save her spot. She went outside the store. I chose a quick pick. A quick pick. I didn't have pre-selected numbers. She could have chosen the same set of numbers if she thought I stole them, and then we both would have been the winner, had to split the money. So I'm not understanding why we're here wasting my time today. It was a quick pick. What else?
Well, $500,000 is not, something, let's say it's not a waste of time.
But why didn't you choose the same numbers then? Make it make sense.
I thought I did. I think the cashier put in the wrong numbers for me.
So the cashier needs to be here, not me.
Well,
make it make sense.
You're the one who took the numbers and you're the one who cut in line.
Your Honor, I'm not understanding. The lady has been stalking me. It's not my fault. It was a simple, quick pick, nothing pre-selected. Then she stalks me on InstaFace. When is this gonna stop?
Well, I guess I have to make my decision here, Ms. Smith. I'm sorry, I just don't see how Ms. Gilmore is responsible for you not winning the lottery.
Well, it is.
And like she said, she just made a very valid point. If it's an issue with the numbers, if you had your numbers selected and the numbers that you received on your receipt is not the same numbers that you and your sister discussed, then you need to be talking with the person at the Quickie Mark or whatever the name of the place is.
Well, I gave the cashier the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he made a mistake, but this woman
but if you're going to
stole.
give him the benefit of the doubt, it's your responsibility to check and make sure that the numbers are accurate and correct before you leave the establishment.
Well, at that point, it was too late because she had played my numbers and taken my spot in line.
The numbers are not exclusive to you, ma'am. They're not exclusive. That set of numbers, they're not exclusive.
She never would have had them if she hadn't listened in on my
And
conversation.
that may very, ma'am, and that may very well be true, but there's nothing to say that she can't use numbers that she's heard out in the air. There's nothing that says she can't do that, ma'am. It could have been a premonition. Oh my gosh, I heard numbers. I would have never thought about this. Let me put these numbers in and let me see what happens.
Well, that is just not right. And the fact that she took my spot in line is just not right.
Ma'am, you could have played the same numbers and you didn't. I'm sorry. I don't see where she's responsible. I'm sorry.
Well,
this case is dismissed.
I'm glad the judge saw that she was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and that's my money. It's a quick pick. How you steal numbers? Either way, I'm in the money, going on vacation. Ow!
yeah, I can't believe that the judge didn't see my point. This woman is a thief and denied all kinds of reality, and the entire $1 million should be mine. I was trying to be the bigger person and ask for just half. I can't believe it went down this way. It's not right.